day, one and all. We are going for another $2 dinner tonight. So here's what I have in mind. I picked some green tomatoes from my very own garden. I'm going to make fried green tomatoes, which I love. I do not have any cornmeal in the house to, make a coating for the tomato slices before I fry them. So I'm gonna, we're being experimental. We're a kind of a make-do kind of frugal family here. I have these corn muffin mixes that I got free with couponing, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna dip the tomatoes in this as my breadcrumb coating per se type deal. And then we're gonna try to make our own homemade chicken, chicken fingers, chicken tenders, that type thing. I think my husband likes them more than my kids do. And I refuse to buy them. I just won't. I won't buy them. So anyway, the local Save-A-Lot grocery store had this deal on chicken leg quarters. So it's the drumstick and thigh combined, 10-pound bag for $3.99. So it's 39 cents a pound. I don't think that is a typical deal on chicken. I very rarely buy chicken, but I think that's an exceptionally low price, which is why I jumped on it. So, this is it. This is our 10-pound bag. It came frozen, so I thawed it out, and I want to see how many are in here for $3.90. And we'll pretend it's $4 to make the math easier, but we know it's $3.90. And we will do some math. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's big. That's a big chunk of chicken. We have 8 drumsticks and 8 thighs for $4. Right? So that makes each drumstick thigh combo 50 cents. That's a hunk of food for 50 cents. So if I took 2 of these, which is $1's worth of chicken, and I peel the skin off, and I take the skin off the bone, and I cut the meat into strips, this is my plan, because I make it up as I go along, and then I maybe use some more of the cornbread mix as my coating, and I'll either fry them in a pan or bake them in the oven. So I'm going to use 2 of these, and then the rest I'm going to bag up and freeze. I think I'll freeze 2 together. So I'll have batches of 2. So each bag will be like $1's worth of chicken. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll use the bones and the other, bits to make broth in the crock pot, and maybe I'll save the bones and just do all the bones at once when I have a whole bunch of bones. Here's all the chicken cut up in this little container. This is 2 drumsticks and 2 thighs. I have to say it was kind of gross. It's been a long time since I've handled raw chicken like that. It wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done, getting the meat off the leg and the thighs when, it's not cooked yet. I have a lot from those 2 pieces of chicken to go in the crock pot for soup. I now have that all in a baggie in the freezer, but it was a lot, like bones and skin and just like all this, stuff that didn't make it into here. It's a lot, but this is what I have for $1's worth of dark meat bits to turn into these chicken fingers. But before I get going with that, I want to start the potatoes. One child wants mashed potatoes. One child wants French fries. And I was really just going to opt to do the French fries, but I've been promising mashed potatoes to the other one for several days, and I keep putting it off, so I'm just going to do both. These 6 potatoes are worth 50 cents, okay? So $1 so far for the chicken, 50 cents for these potatoes. What I'm going to do with these potatoes is I'm going to cut them in long chunks and boil them. And the potatoes that have, what am I saying? The slices that have skin on them, they will come from boiling to then go in the oven to be like baked fries, like roasted fries, kind of. The parts that don't have skin, that will then become the mashed potatoes. So I'm not just going to peel these and throw away the peeling. See what I'm saying? I'll cut kind of the French fry bits from the outer area of said potato, and the mashed potato bits are from the inside. Alright, potatoes are all cut up. So I have one pot that I'm going to boil with these that have the skin on them that are going to be like the baked French fries, and the other part has just the inside that I will boil to then make the mashed potatoes. I'm going to boil them in two different pots. At first I thought I'll just boil them all together and separate them, but then I realized it's a lot easier to clean two pots than to separate all these potatoes. Now with the French fries, I'm going to boil these strips for both probably about 7 or 8 minutes, not that long. For the mashed potatoes, you want the potatoes obviously to cook until they're fork tender. The way to prevent mashed potatoes from getting gluey, have you ever made like gluey mashed potatoes? I have. That's from overcooking. So don't overcook your potatoes. Let's get the potatoes on the stove, and now we will coat the chicken. Okay, this is totally experimental. I've never done this before. So we'll take the little chicken blob, and I rinsed the chicken so it's, moist. And we'll coat it in a little of this cornmeal mix. And we'll just lay the bits out on the tray and bake them. I mean, that can't be too bad, right? Like, that should be good. I'm actually going to add a bunch of salt to this because I'm just thinking your chicken coating would really likely be a whole lot saltier than just corn muffin mix would be. Let's put some more salt on these over here. Alrighty. So there we go. We coat, we lay out. Here's our cookie tray with our chicken bits that are coated in the corn muffin mix with a whole bunch of extra salt. I'm going to pop these in a 350-degree oven and hope for the best. Let's all just hope for the best, shall we? Okay, the potatoes are still boiling, so I'm going to slice up these tomatoes, these green tomatoes, to make fried green tomatoes. That's interesting. That one looks like it's starting to get ripe on the inside. It never occurred to me that they ripen from the inside out, but then I never really gave it any thought whatsoever. And we are going to fry them, of course, in our heart-healthy olive oil. So we'll sprinkle the rest of the corn muffin mix on this plate. And we'll add some salt. Lots and lots of salt. And I'm thinking we'll add a little bit of flour. Now, when I've done this in the past, I have beaten up an egg and dipped the tomato slice in the raw egg and then into the, the cornmeal flour mixture. But I kind of feel like they're moist enough to have this adhere to them without the egg. So I'm just going to try it like this and see how it works out. I have no idea. Alright, so we're just going to coat each one in the powder, like thusly. Looks like we have a good amount on there. And then I'm just going to fry them. There you go. And then I'm just going to fry them in some olive oil. So here are the potatoes that are going to become the kind of like the roasted French fries. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on them. I haven't really figured out yet what the cost is of olive oil per serving. Obviously, it depends on which olive oil you bought. This olive oil, I believe, was $6, and it's 33.8 fluid ounces, which it's kind of a weird, not round number, is it? But if you divide $6 by 33.8, you get a cost of a little more than 17 cents an ounce. So let's say you're rounding it up to 18 cents an ounce. Now the question then is, how much is an ounce of olive oil? Like if I put a couple tablespoons in the pan to fry the tomatoes and a couple of tablespoons on the potatoes to roast them, like how many tablespoons in an ounce? I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. So, anywho, I'm going to toss them around in the bowl to try to kind of coat them with the oil. And I feel like, yeah, I did kind of overcook these a little bit. But, whatever. And we'll spread these out on the cookie sheet. I'm going to make the mashed potatoes in this same bowl, by the way. Because already I feel like this meal is creating an awful lot in the realm of cleanup. So I'll spread these out as best I can into a single layer. I guess the idea is to get them kind of crispy brown and salty. And then I think my daughter will pretty much buy these as French fries. I think she will be convinced. So, alright, so now my French fries are going in the oven with the chicken. Alrighty, I started the tomatoes frying in the pan, and hopefully they will do okay unattended for a moment while we put together the mashed potatoes. So we put the boiled chunks of potato into the bowl. We are adding a wee little splash of milk. Not too much. We can always add more if we need to. We will put a wee little dollop of the Country Crock margarine. We will put in a whole bunch of salt. Guess who doesn't want salt in their potatoes? And then the secret ingredient, a wee little sprinkling of sugar. Not too much. All right, the secret ingredient of sugar, this is not my secret ingredient. I learned this from Living on a Dime. So go to that YouTube channel. They are the originators of the secret ingredient of sugar in the mashed potatoes. As far as I know, that's where I learned it, and credit goes to them. All credit goes to them, and my kids love these mashed potatoes. Love them. Let me check the tomatoes. Living on a Dime has great live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and tell them I sent you. Okay? Okay, now to mix the potatoes, we're just going to jam our electric beater in there and start it going. No hand mashing. And there you have your beautifully whipped potatoes. And my kids love these. Thank you, Living on a Dime. Oops. There goes my spatula. This container has half of a watermelon in it, okay? This is the other half. This was a $3 watermelon at Aldi. So, this is $1.50's worth of watermelon. So, we have 30 cents, right, to work with here. So, 30 cents worth of this would be 1/5 of this watermelon. So, how do we figure out what 1/5 of that is? I don't know. I could measure it out into 5 bowls just to see. Should I do that? I'm already creating so many dishes I want to cry, but okay, fine, I'll do that. Okay, there they are. 5 bowls. All that watermelon, $1.50's worth of watermelon divided into the 5 bowls. So, you know, they're not all exactly equal, but basically each bowl is 30 cents worth of watermelon. Did the watermelon thief just come in and take some? I have to admit, I ate a whole bunch while I was cutting it up. Alright, so, let's say we're going to use this. This is 30 cents worth of watermelon. We'll put all the rest back in the big container, because that's going to go in the fridge. There's Meaty too. So, we can add this much watermelon to our dinner for everybody, and that brings the cost of the meal to $2. So, let's see what this looks like when it's on someone's plate. Like, how much is that? So let's say we're putting the fruit, let's just say we are putting the fruit in this section. And we'll say that they're going to have their chicken here and their potatoes and then maybe like ketchup or some honey mustard dipping sauce. So we'll give them a bunch of watermelon. Pile it on in there, and then whatever's left would pretty much be for me and Daddy-O. Alright, so there you go. So yeah, okay, so the kids each get this amount. Dad and I split that, which between the two of us I'd say is about, you know, the same amount. So that's 30 cents worth of watermelon. Okay, so yes, this has been such a fun cooking experience. I am so hot I could have a stroke. Alrighty, here's the plate of fried green tomatoes. These are our French fry-ish potatoes. I've made, yeah. And this is our chicken that was breaded in the corn muffin mix and baked in the oven. It actually looks pretty good. And we have the mashed potatoes. So I just need my taste testers. And they've magically appeared. Alrighty, first thing to try. Navy is our mashed potato expert. Oh, just grab that fork.
Magic.
They're over here.
Go.
Alright, here you go. Mashed potatoes. And what's the secret ingredient?
Sugar.
Sugar. And alrighty, Autumn, you want to try a French fry? You can dip it in some ketchup. Daddy, you want to try a French fry? Oh, Daddy's trying the potatoes.
Potato.
Yeah, turn around. Good French fry? Okay, she's going for the potatoes. Alright, now...
They're good potatoes.
They're good potatoes. Alright, everybody try a bit of the chicken.
Salmon.
Oh, turn around. Alright, everybody try a bit of the homemade chicken fingers. All these for $1.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Good job. And then does anybody want to try the fried green tomatoes besides me? Alright, I will.
Me.
You do?
Yes.
Alright. Hold on, you need to put here. You can take your plate, take your mashed potatoes, and be gone with you. Oh, just
Take
go
a
for
bite.
it then. I love that. I think that's really good.
It is really good.
Did you try?
Yeah, they
You tried it? You like it, on? A little weird for you, or you like it?
Better than anything.
You crack me up!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, better than anything. You like the fried green tomatoes? Whew! $2 dinner. We have 30 cents worth of what? Watermelon. 50 cents worth of potatoes for the French fries and the mashed potatoes together.
Oh my god.
And we have $1 worth of chicken and what did I think? Say like 20 cents worth of olive oil. So there you go. And I think Daddy just volunteered to clean up all the dishes.
Who doesn't like watermelon?
Everybody likes watermelon.
I can hear you.
Except
Or I forgot.
like watermelon too.
All right, Autumn. Bring it on home, baby.
Click below to subscribe, okay? Bye.
Bye.